Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1994, 1994.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
That was Matchbox 20, right? No? I don't remember 94 very well. Was that the year there was Britney Spears? No, that was until later in 99, in 2000. 94. That's, wow. Was that the Natalie Cole unforgettable thing with her dad?
Mike's Daily Podcast.
That was the year. Wasn't Bruce Hornsby, was it? Dang.
Mike's
I'm drawing
Daily
a blank.
Podcast.
I might have to use Bing.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to. This is bad. I hardly ever use Bing for anything. Oh, Mariah Carey. All I Want for Christmas Is You came out then. Bon Jovi had that song Always. Let's see. Warren G, Soundgarden, Alice Cooper, Black Hole Sun, Soundgarden. There was the Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls. Pink Floyd released their last big studio album, High Hopes. And wow. There you go. That was pretty much 94 for you. And, if I hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd be married long time ago. Where'd you come from? Where'd you go? Where'd you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. There you go. Oh, really? Was The Circle of Life then with Elton John? And that song, Can You Feel the Love Tonight? And Green Day had Basket Case. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. I'll keep adding up. I think I'm cracking up. I'm just paranoid. I'm stoned. There you go.
And here's today's podcast picture.
That's 94. A lot of Green Day. Now I remember it all. We talked about Green Day, I think, a week ago. Episode 1994. The podcast picture today is Point Isabel. That's in Richmond. And my lovely lady friend went there last weekend, and she took a picture. See that picture at MikesDailyPodcast.com. I like it. I think she's very artistic. And it was great. Did all of a sudden Billy Joe Armstrong show up? And his wife and family? No. But he might have. He probably goes there. Basil. Yes, and Basil's been there too. As soon as I get a dog cart for him, I will take him there and walk him along. And people can go, aw, and pity me. Hey, so do you have kids? I kind of have a kid. He's furry, and he's a dog, and he's not a kid. But he's someone I take care of. And I had him from a young age and watched him grow up. Well, kids today, they need lots and lots of energy. They've got lots of energy. Similar to a dog, where you have to walk a dog because the dog has so much energy, he'll chew up your shoes and socks and everything else. You need to get your kids' energy out. Keep energetic kids excited and tire them out at different high-octane bashes. Like, for example, Imagination Play with Little Kid Luxuries. What's this? It's a play center. Oh. Yeah, that gets expensive. I'm sure there's more creative ways to get the kids' energy out. I say take them walking. Put a leash on them. No, wait. That's a dog. It is light out, and it is so... See, this time of day, kids should not be inside. They should be out. I don't know. Take them walking. Go to a field and say, hey, kids, run across the field and back. And whoever gets here first, I'm going to give them my cell phone. See, I'm an excellent parent. I know exactly what to do. I say that facetiously. This has been my problem. I'll make a statement like that, and people don't know the facetiousness that's in my voice and sarcasm. And that's just annoying to some people. They can't gauge it. They're listening. They're going, Mike? Is Mike serious? Is Mike joking? Some of you find that fun. I try to throw everything at you out of my mouth with a tint of ha-ha. Isn't life just a hoot? You can't take it seriously because life doesn't take you seriously. It does all kinds of wacky things to you that you don't deserve. So, why take it seriously? I mean, yes, there's some stuff we got to take seriously. I know, you know what I'm saying. It's Mike Matthews here at Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley 10 today. But I don't know about these play places or getting how much does it cost to get a jump house for the kids? That's got to be kind of expensive. How much is it to get kids involved? I hear so many parents get their kids involved with soccer. That must be pretty expensive too. But you know what? When you throw a party for your kids, help hosts and guests successfully navigate a kid's shindig. Tina Hayes, the founder and owner of the School of Etiquette and Decorum based in Antioch, which is just over the hill from Pleasanton. Yeah, kind of a drive, but still. My bus driver actually commutes from Antioch to do a route in Podcastro Valley. And here's the fun fact about him. He is so nice that on Wednesday, I was running a little bit late and I see the bus through my window and I go, oh my gosh, I'm going to miss it. Because when I see the bus, that means it's about to make a turn and it's going to go down the street and I'm going to miss it. So I go flying out the door. And he's moving the bus ever so slow. He knows I'm usually around. I mean, the bus stop is actually kind of half a block from where I live. And, well, he slowed down enough and I got on the bus. He's like, I knew you were around here somewhere. So now he knows where I live. And I know where he lives now. He lives in Antioch somewhere. But what a commute. Gosh, he says he gets up at 2 a.m. and heads out to the East Bay. So all that to be said, Antioch got lots and lots of families there looking for a more affordable place to live. And anyway, this Cafe Anyway, Tina Hayes says, if you're hosting a party, when sending invitations, don't exclude someone whose feelings might be hurt. In the younger years, when friendships aren't as established, a good rule of thumb is if you invite half the class or half the girls or boys, invite them all. Wow. Gosh, it's tough being a parent. As we go outside a Cafe Anyway, we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcast for Valentino. If cheap trinkets turn you off, press on anyway. Children expect a goodies bag, and that's part of the fun. Opt for practical or consumable items such as school supplies, stickers, and snacks. I really wish they printed this article on something other than bright yellow. You cannot, it's like reading The Sun. Not the newspaper The Sun, but the frickin' Sun. Hey kids, don't say frickin'. Don't show up, parents, with siblings in tow if you're attending a party. Make alternative arrangements for anyone not explicitly named on the invitation. Kids should don dressy attire for parties unless sporty activities are planned. It puts them in a different frame of mind, she says this Tracy from Antioch. It's not just a day at school with friends. Above all, include your kids at every opportunity. Birthday boys and girls can mail invitations, prepare food, decorate, write thank you notes, coach them to greet guests. Oh, that's good. That's good. Teach them to greet guests. There is so much in that statement. It teaches them how to be a host and hospitable. This is going to be the rest of their life when they invite people over. Even if it's not a party, if it's just, hey, you want to come over and watch the whatever, play the video games. Anyway, so coach them to greet guests, make instructions, and respond graciously to gifts. That's something my dad taught me. He said, yeah, always be thankful. Be thankful for the gifts you get. Be thankful for being invited to parties. If you're ever invited to a party or anyone's house, always thank them. Be very gracious. My dad told me that. It's so fascinating to me because I can't imagine my dad as a kid. What's funny is I can imagine my dad as a kid because he is actually on YouTube because he was in a movie called Tom Brown Days back in the 1930s. And he was a kid in a movie. He was sort of the what was the fat kid? I mean, not to fat shame, but he was overweight. The kid and my dad will admit he was overweight. He did admit to me when he was explaining Tom Brown Days. Sadly, I never watched the movie while he was alive. So I only saw it later when it was on YouTube. Because before YouTube, I would have to rent it. It was hard to find this movie because it's rather obscure. So he was this the Spanky character in this movie. And that was, let's see. So it's somewhere on YouTube. You have to look up Tom Brown School Days fight scene because he's one of the guys that watches the clock to make sure that you know how they time every match in the boxing match during each match part. That's what he was doing in the movie. And he provided comedic relief. Comedy relief. Thank you, Dad. Anywho, he told me that. Be gracious to people. It's good bit of advice. Attendees should thank the host. Like I said, participate in games and sit quietly for gift opening. It's a good time for training, parties are. This is great dang advice. I pulled this out of Diablo. It is a magazine that you can find in the Diablo Valley and the areas that I have aforementioned in the show thus far. So, yes, Antioch, graciousness, kids. It's just a whole learning experience and a teaching experience being a parent. The kids are learning, you're teaching, you're learning from the kids. They're teaching you. There's a lot. And that's why I know just about every parent has told me it is such a rewarding experience. That's all I really wanted to say on the show today. I guess there was some wacky stuff going on in the world today. I guess a cruise ship finally docked in Oakland. Oh, this is a great bit of news. Ted Cruz is in self-quarantine. Well, you know, he'll get out eventually. But he's got this crazy beard now. I'm Ted Cruz. He's staying home for 14 days after exposure to a man with coronavirus. Well, that's nice of him. Let's see. Kamala Harris is endorsing Biden. And then we've got Reverend Jesse Jackson endorsing Bernie. Trump is skipping a St. Patrick's Day bipartisan luncheon with Congress, and he blames Pelosi. Okay. That, and he doesn't want to get sick. Well, are you doing the elbow thing? Are you elbowing people when you meet them? Let's elbow some people out here today. Because fist pumping, apparently the germs can just jump right over from one knuckle to the other. That's what I'm guessing, because I don't see people fist bumping anymore. So they're elbowing. A lot of people elbowing I am seeing. I'm being a little anecdotal, I know. Let's say hi to some people.
Hello, Mike Matthews. It's Shelley Schuhart, gift shop supervisor. That guy, Bill Maher, is like such a pig.
Why is he a pig?
Because he was like putting down the whistleblower woman who had that bad experience with Chris Matthews.
Yes, Chris Matthews and I are not related. This is Chris Matthews. This hardball. That's all I can do. That's my little Chris Matthews impression. I'm doing actually Daryl Hammond doing that. But yeah, okay. So that's Bill Maher. He said some kind of snide remark about, the whistleblower with Chris Matthews, she's such a Rosa Parks or something to that effect. So I was watching an interesting episode of Northern Exposure last night with my lovely lady friend. And there was something going on. Something's happening in that particular episode we were watching This is a show that was on in the late 80s, early 90s. And my lovely lady friend said something like, hey, that wouldn't work today with the Me Too movement. And it's true. You watch a lot of stuff from the 90s, possibly even 94. A lot of TV shows, movies from then. And there's a lot of stuff you're like, wait, this was just accepted. And now, not so much. Look who else is here. Hi, Mike. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How you doing?
It's a disgruntled fiddle player. Tell you what.
What?
I agree with Shelley Shuhart. I don't like that Mar guy.
Mayor. Mayor? Yes. Bill Maher. I always want to call him Bruce or Brent. He looks like a Brent Maher to me. Brent Maher is someone else, isn't it? We could look that up, but we don't have time. Look who else is here.
Hello, Mike. I make the delicious root beer. Have some right now. I'll cut you over.
Thank you. I had, by the way, a root beer shake at Val's. Not to give Val's a free plug, but the owner is a young lady. I guess she took it over from her family, and I don't know if she listens to the show, but the one thing I would like to say to you, if you are listening to the show, is take credit cards. For crying out loud, you get so much business. You can afford to pay the little points on the credit cards for us. Thank you. Cash only. Gosh, what are we in? Some other country? Yes, but they have a root beer shake, and it was very vanilla-y, just a hint of root beer. I think maybe you could make a better one there, Brewmaster.
I know I can. Over.
Excellent. Next show, it'll be the wonderful Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. What do you think about all this? You can call me at 336MM Daily. That's 3 + 3 = 6 MM as in Mike Matthews. Daily as in what this podcast will try to be for the next couple of days. Let's see. We've done 2 in a row this week. Let's try and maybe we can do a whole week's worth. Let's see if I don't get tired and frustrated with people. The more frustrated people make me, the less likely I'm doing the podcast. Even though this is a wonderful place to vent, it's just I don't even have the energy to walk into cafe anyway. Even though I love all the people here, but sometimes I just don't have it. They suck the life right out of me. Stop it, people. Stop being vampires, people. That's all I'm saying. And give us a little elbow room. Smile with your elbow. Hey, you know what? What's that little part of the elbow? Is that still called the weenus? Was that something from Friends? Anyone? No? Okay. All right. Happy elbowing to you. And thank you for listening. Take it away, Eric.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com.
Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye!